dash of Dave, he brings the cheer, crafty wonders year to year. Scissors, glue, and ribbons dear, handmade holidays appear. Old time charm with my...
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I am back for another crafty video. So my voice is okay, not coughing a huge amount, might need to edit every now and again to cough though, just to let you know. So today we are going to make a folio. Now it's a Christmas folio that I've only made a prototype for, and you aren't to laugh at my prototype. The reason I'm saying you aren't to laugh at my prototype is I started out just using some brightly coloured card that I wouldn't have used otherwise, and now it looks like the place where taste was forgotten. So this is the prototype anyway. So this has two little Christmas trees that open up into little journaling spots. Then we have, it opens up like this. We've got a flap here. We've got a couple of places for tags, etc. Let me just get something to shove in there. So we've got somewhere here, we've got somewhere here, and we've got somewhere here. Now this main part was just used with one sheet, so it's not a one sheet wonder because the trees and the baubles aren't made from one sheet wonder. So we're going to make a more tasteful version of this today, and I'll show you what I did. So I took a 12 by 12 square piece. I'm hoping it's 12 by 12. In the UK we often get 30 by 30 centimeters because we use metric in the UK. So but no, it is a 12 by 12, and we're going to take this and I'm going to cough, so hang on. So I coughed and I had a drink. So, like I say, we're going to take this piece and we are going to score it at 3. So these are going to be the flaps either side. So if you've got a paper with an orientation on it, then choose that orientation and make sure that you are aware of what is where. So you want the top to be at the top and the bottom to be at the bottom. In this case, because these are the sides. So we're going to score it down the side. And then we're going to score it again at 9. So that gives us a 3-inch fold over either side. Then we're going to turn it. So if, let's say, this is my top, we're going to turn it anti-clockwise. So your top is now at the left-hand side, if you are indeed right-handed like I am. And you're going to score it at 4. Okay, and then you're going to take it off. And you are going to cut it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these corners out. And these corners are what forms our tuck spots. Now, obviously, you don't have to only use one sheet of card because it's not a one-sheet wonder. So we're not cheating if we use more, which is the reason why we've got Christmas trees on the front. I wanted to put the Christmas trees somewhere, and this is what I made to be able to have them as a focal point. Okay, so this is your folio, and we're going to cut those bits out. And of course you can do some nice beautiful things like rounding corners, etc., which I will do this time. So then we're just going to fold this down. You have to decide what you want on the outside. I think I'm going to have this on the inside because the outside will be decorated in other ways. So I'm going to have the pattern on the inside. So I'm just going to score that in, and then we're going to fold in our sides. Don't worry if they don't quite meet in the middle. You might just need to push them in together. But even if they don't, you can cover it up with a fastening of some kind. So whereas I used baubles on mine, you might want to use something else. So, by the way, baubles in the UK, That's these things. That's what I guess you call them. Well, if you're in America, you certainly call them ornaments. In the UK, we call them baubles. They're only called ornaments if they're not ball-shaped. So, so there we go. That's a little bit of an explanation, probably more than you wanted. So I'm just going to round these corners off. And then I know you're all like going, well, Dave, get on with it. We want to know how to make that tree. Well, that tree is really easy. And I'll come to it in a second. But, you know, you can't have everything in the first 30 seconds. I know people don't have any patience anymore, but, you know, that's the way it is on my channel. So, okay, if you wanted to round this corner, you can at here. I'm not going to. A couple of things. I don't want it, and also it will give me less space to put a tree on. I can round it afterwards once I know that the tree fits on there properly. Let's just sort that out because I wasn't happy with that. So that's the basic principle of the outside. Right, I'll move on to the tree before we make the pockets, because I know people are going to be like, well, what about the tree? So what I did was, I have already done it, because I've done it off camera, because I don't need the extra pressure. I cut a circle, and the circle I made was 10.5 inches wide, and I cut it right down the middle, and I've got 2 half circles now. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is, so you're going to make these mirror images of each other, and you're going to measure 4 inches down from the top, and you're going to either put a mark there or you're just going to fold it. So I'm just going to fold it with a pinch like that, and that's where I'm folding to. And then you want to make sure that this part here is no more than 3 inches, because that's your flap here. So if you're going to put it on here, if you're making these for other things, you want to make them as tags or whatever, then you can have it as wide as you like. Just bear in mind you've only got a semicircle to deal with, but we're going for narrower than 3 inches. Now you could just use a piece that you've cut off to say, okay, so I want my skirt of my tree to come to about there. Okay, so let's just measure. So if you wanted to do that with a ruler, that is 2 7/8 of an inch. I'm going to cough. Every time I try and talk, that's when I start to cough. So the first fold, the first cut is the deep. No, the first fold. I don't think anybody sang about a first fold, did they? I need to mark that. So you wouldn't need to mark yours, but I'm going to mark it so that I can see it in this light for you. Just bear with me. Let me get a pencil. So I'm just going to put pencil mark just on there so I can see it, and I'm going to do the same with that one there. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold on that line. So we're going to put our ruler up against those pencil marks, and we're just going to fold this up to that line. You just want to fold it up. You can use a scoring tool to do so. Okay. Now, one thing to note is if you've got double-sided card like I have, I've got red and green on here, the colour you start with is not the colour you end with. So you just need to take that into account. So in fact, actually, I'm going to have it as a green tree with a bit of a red skirt. So I'm going to fold it this way, and then I just need to remember that I'm now doing the opposite direction now. So I'm just going to put that fold in. Now, my card might split because it's not the folding kind. Your card might not. So once you've done that, what you want to then do is pick it up, yeah, and then you want to fold it from that top bit there and fold it down just like you were making a concertina or an accordion style fold. And we just put that score line in, and then we're going to turn it around and we're going to do it again the same, and you're going to fold it right up to that top corner, pinch that top corner in, and then making sure that fold, so when you're folding it, you want to make sure that that fold is on the same line as your previous fold. Okay, and we're going to score that in, and then we're going to do it again. So it's the other way around this time, right to the top, so you get a nice point at the top, and then fold it down, and then we're going to do it again. Oops, I keep turning it around the wrong way. What am I doing? That way. It's foxing me. Oh, this one I might get more of a fold out of. Sometimes you run out. Oh no, I think I'm going to run out. I don't think that's going to be wide enough to do another fold. So what you'll find is, yeah, look, that's not wide enough for another fold. So what I did was I just cut that bit off. So all I did was I took a blade and I cut it off. You want to use a pair of scissors, you use a pair of scissors, but I'm more comfortable with a blade, but not that one. Where's my other blade? Okay, oh, it's here. So I'm just going to cut just off to here. There we go. So that is one of my trees. So we're going to do that. Sorry, I started coughing again and then I couldn't get out of it. So again, we're going to take this, but we're going to fold it the other way. So if your cut side of your semicircle is on the right hand side, you want to make sure this time the cut side is on the left hand side and vice versa. So that's one of our trees. It's pretty, isn't it? And then we're going to do the other tree. Now again, we want to make sure that it's the same sort of size. So this is when we need to just make sure that we've got the same measurements. What do we get? What did I say it was? 2 7/8 of an inch. So again, we're going to go corner to edge, 2 7/8 of an inch. That's there. And then we're going to go from the top of the cut side of your semicircle. You're going to measure 4 inches down, and we're going to put a mark there. And again, we want to put the ruler on those pencil marks. And then fold this up like that, and then just fold it over, continue that fold all the way over. And like I say, my card might split because it's not really folding card. You see it started to split there, but you can cover it up. You can cover it up with a bit of green ink, which I will indeed do. So then we're just going to fold it again like I did before, just making sure it folds on that crease. And then we're going to fold it again. And fold in as well. Then we're going to turn it and fold it again. Put that fold in as well. Turn it and fold it again. And then this is the last fold. So because I cut that extra bit off because it's not wide enough, just like this one. It should be the same width as that. Well, it's thereabouts. There or thereabouts even, Dave. There we go. So we now have 2 Christmas trees that are pretty much identical. Now that's the other way you can put them together. So you can put them on your card and you can put them together to form one big tree like this. Now if you're going to do that, you will have to find a way to hold it all closed. So you might have it so that you have something, a little flap underneath. You know, you could use a little flap underneath that you have Velcro under one side and peel it up that way. I'm going to make it the way I did originally, and that's to have 2 separate Christmas trees either side. Okay, I'm going to have them a little bit further up this time because I will make them a little pot to sit in, because remember that was a prototype. This is kind of my end result. What I did do off camera is lose something. That's what I did. I lost something off camera. Oh no, there we go. I made a little collection of baubles that I will use as my closure. So I will stick it down on one side, put a Velcro dot on the other as my closure for opening the thing up. What I did decide to do is I decided I was going to glue this partially up, and then have this top part as somewhere to tuck something. So we're going to glue it down and have it so that you can pop something behind the tree. You could also, if you don't want to use Velcro, this is your ideal time to put some ribbon on it. You can also just use ribbon. So what I've done is I've Velcroed this one down, but to hold these down is I'm going to put some ribbon round it to hold these down. If you just want to keep it all closed via the ribbon, that's entirely up to you. But what I wanted is the two side of it. So you open the ribbon and the trees come alive. They, kind of burst into action, and people realise that they're actually something to interact with. And then also there's another door to go behind. So you're getting my semi-formed ideas, and the reason for that is life, basically. Life took over this weekend. I've had so much to do. I've launched some new digital kits. I've launched my tiered levels of Ko-fi. This is Ko-fi, by the way. I was going to say, I don't know whether it's the universal term for Ko-fi, but this is Ko-fi to me. Makes me laugh, and then it makes me cough, which is always the way. So I'm going to get some red ink, and we'll use some green ink too. So I'm going to ink all of this, and we'll kind of make this as we go. So it's a little bit of a show you how, and a little bit of a let's do it together type thing. So I think we will edge this in red, because it's Christmas and we can be as festive as we damn well please now. Who's going to tell me I can't? So, well, if you're telling me I can't, then I'm not listening. So that's always been my problem. You know what your problem is, Dave? You don't listen. So there's no surprises there. Anybody that knows me will know this to be a fact. Me? Listen? What? Sorry. I've got what's the I can't even think. I can't even think what the tune is, but like no, I can't think. Apologies for coughing. I can't do much about it though, so there's not much. So yes, it was not the listen that I was thinking of. It was is it Tell Me Can You Hear It? That one. I don't know what the words are, so I won't sing it to you. Is it Tell Me Can You Hear It? Anyway, that one. It's in my head, but I don't know. I couldn't sing it out loud clearly. Dave, thanks for that. Thanks for sharing. Sharing is caring, you know what I always say. So, it's not like me to do a red edge. I'm liking it. It's different. It's definitely different. I'm worried about sticking my dirty thumb. I noticed how I managed to. Oh no, I stuck it in that. So what a surprise! And also, I'm not wearing my usual crafting hoodie today. I'm wearing one of my nicer ones, which is like a bit of a mistake, Dave. Because it'll probably get covered in red ink, to be fair. But I'll just plod on, carry on, Dave. Keep calm, carry on. So I'm keeping calm. I'm going to cough. I do find that if I am quiet, I don't cough, which is obviously ironic because, you know, nobody's going to watch my channel if I'm just quiet, are they? So, although, you know, some of you will be like, oh, thank goodness for that. Some of you might even mute me. So I'd be interested to know what the subtitles bring me up as when I'm coughing. If I leave a cough in, does it spell it out? So, does it spell C-O-U-G-H? Or does it say that I'm saying something else like elephants? And then you'll be thinking, why is he talking about elephants? I don't know. I'm making it all up, you know. I'm entertaining myself. I know it gets very tedious listening to me cough or watching me edit. But I can tell you now, it's no more tedious for you than it is for me doing it. You know, I'm generally better. I have a few days when my voice disappears into different stratospheres, but generally I'm feeling tip-top and Bristol fashion, but just the odd bit of coughing is still an issue for me. It's the talking and coughing is the problem. So I kind of get a bit out of breath, and then struggle to breathe deeply, and then end up coughing. So that's the situation of the tools. Now we're going to ink around here. I know I probably should have just inserted a bit of a musical interlude in this bit, but I won't have access to that. So I normally do that on the MacBook when Vic's here. He's the one that owns the MacBook. I don't own a MacBook. I'm lucky to own anything, me. I'm a broke artist. I'm literally just like artists from the 1900s that didn't have any money. That's basically me. So hence the reason for launching Ko-fi tiers, because otherwise I'll be in tears. But I mean, it's all right. I'm here all day. It's a good job I'm here and I'm not with you. So just be grateful. Grateful for small mercies is what I say. Yes. Oh, I like that. It's definitely softened up. Yes. Oh, I do like the outside. I love that. Okay, so we will obviously use more pieces than the card that we cut offs. So what I did last time is I just cut these two pieces of card down the middle and turned them into little pockets along the inside. But because we're not making a one sheet wonder, we can do what we like. And because we can do what we like, we can grab some other card if we wish. Don't use that piece when you can use this piece that's already cut. So I was thinking we could use some of this on the inside, or what we could do is we could emphasize some of those round shapes, Dave. Let's cut a hole. I am a hole and I live in a mole. No, I'm not. And I don't live in a mole. That'd be wrong. Let's cut one of these out and see if that kind of fits round that. Oh, it kind of does. We could use that as a little mask, couldn't we? Shall we do that? Let's do that. Let's have a bit of fun, Dave. It's not like you to push the boat out and have a bit of fun. So let's push the boat out and have a bit of fun. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. There you go. That's because I said, float your boat. Let's do that and see what that... Oh, I like that. Oh, yes, I like that. Oh, that makes me excited now. So that means then I'm going to have to do... Let's do some green. Red, gold and green. Red, gold and green. Come, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. No, Dave, that was enough of that. Enough of that to last you 1,000 years. So let's go. Oh, let's just go nice and dark on that. See what that looks like. Bit of green. Oh, I like that. I hope you do too. I hope that's a bit of fun and it's not like, Dave, what are you doing? I'm going to put that there, but then I'm going to get it all over my desk, aren't I, if I do that? A bit of offcut of card. Do I have a bit of offcut of card? Shove that under there. That'll do. Cool. We'll do another green one over here. No, it's all going to go wrong now, isn't it? Oh well. It's going to go all over my desk because it is. Oh, I like it so much. So exciting. Why am I talking? Only dolphins can hear me. Let's do this one on here. I like the fact that it's not quite the same size and it's also a little bit offset. It's a bit like a 1950s kind of pattern, isn't it? Like that. Let's do another one. Where should we do that? We might have to put an orange one in. Let's just do another red one for now. Oh, shall I make use of the gap in the middle? So if I cut another piece, another piece, more. Dave, what are you doing? Get a grip, Dave. Come on, Dave. Get a grip. Is that going to be small enough? Big enough? I mean, no. But I think that one's going to be too big. Let's have a play. It's a play day with Dave. I know, but it might be a little bit too big, but I don't mind. Let's go for this. It might move a little as well. Oh, hang on. No. Move that out of the way. That's the wrong colour. Move that out of the way. Squish that into there. Oh, let's do it that way, and then hopefully that won't move as much. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yes, sirree. Oh, dear. Yes, sirree. Got so excited. Rip the washi tape. So I could do with another sponge. And we'll get some... Let's put the lids back on things, otherwise it's all going to go wrong, isn't it? Oh, no, I don't want orange. I don't want the orange. I want yellow. Not punchy yellow, sorry. Punchy orange I want. Don't want rust, I want orange. You're going to have orange, have proper orange. There we go. Spiced marmalade. I don't know where it's... Oh, I've definitely got... Yep, I've got it on me. Oh dear. We knew it was going to happen, so... Don't act surprised, Dave. Where should we put that? We should put that there. And should we do the same thing? Have the middle bit covered. It's not very orange. Is it because it just needs more soaking up, possibly? Because it's a new sponge, it's not very... Oh, hello. Don't do that. It might be a little bit wrong, this one, because it's moved a bit. But never mind. I'll tell you now, it's going to look beautiful, whatever we do. Yeah, it's a much more subtle orange, but it's orange nevertheless. Maybe the rusty hinge was the right colour. Let's do a proper full-on orange one. We'll do that here, shall we? On there. Give it a chance to soak some more up. Do a full orange. We could have some other colours guess it on here, but if I don't want to go too over the top with colours, not like the other project, the prototype was. That was obviously an overkill of colour. That was me regressing into my childhood stage. Oh no, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. I like that. I love that idea. We don't have any of them in a colour. Let's do that. An orange one of those, or should we put an orange one? Oh no, we're going to leave some of them in gold. So we'll do orange on here. Put that on there. How exciting! I love colour. This is Christmas is like my dream season because it's so colourful, and it's in my house is a riot of colour. So I have very pretty decorations, like very colourful decorations. I mean, I say pretty, you might say, what the heck? Let's just see what colour that would be. I need to put it on some craft card, really, to see what colour it's going to be. Oh, I'll put it on here, won't I? That's the answer. Put it on this side because you're not going to see that then. Yeah, I think Rusty Hinge is more the colour. Let's do some of that. Let's put some of that over the top. It's already gone over the top. Where's the mascot of that? It's behind you. It's like a terrible pantomime. And if you don't know what a pantomime is, that's because you've not lived in the UK. That's a traditional thing at Christmas, is pantomimes. That's a bit of fun. Festive fun. Kind of a comedy play where men dress up as women and women dress up as men. So all the male leads are played by women, and all the female leads are played by men, and it's all kind of like very over the top, and it's just a load of fun, really. So, and they often say, so like the audience join in, and I haven't been to one for years, but like, I do remember them as a child. I love that. I think we'll have another one of them kind of off the edge. We'll have, we don't have as many green, so we might do another green. Might have another green down here and one up there. Let's do that. So pop that on there. Greenify that. And then peel that off, and then do the same up there. Do that on there, and then green. Oh, don't move it around too much, Dave. And greenify it. I might just put a bit more green on that. And take that off. Oh, yes, indeed. I love that. Oh, I love the way that turned out. Right, okay, so on the inside, the sun still shines. Oh no, Dave, stop singing stuff like that. So we will. I don't want to cover any of it up now, but we will. We'll have to. We'll cut this in half. So I literally just cut it in half last time. Just folded it in half and used it. So we will do the same this time. We will pop this on as I did before. I think that might be just perfect like that. Yep. So all I did was I put it back to back and then cut a divot out of it instead of a round. But I'll do a round this time because I don't know where the divot is. So there we go. And then we'll put those on there. We might edge those in a bit of red, if I can remember where the red is. There it is. Just to give it a kind of, make it tie in nicely. Pop that one on on there. We'll do that again as well. Not again, I mean as well. That all around the edge. I'll pop that on there. We could just have a little selection of colours on this. So let's do a red one. I know that it doesn't have any of the gold, but we don't need the gold as well. We can just have a bit of fun. Do a green. Bit of green, and then what do we have? The orange. Where's the orange? That's the orange one, isn't it? Let's do that in. We'll do it again in a large one, but kind of coming off the page. There we go. Oh, I like. Oh, Dave, you big kid. I am. Oh dear. I'm a big kid that can't hold things down. I don't know why I'm singing. That's not even a song, but I'll sing it anyway 'cause I can't go wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm a poet, and I didn't know it, and neither did you. I was going to say, I think I'm going mad, but I'm not going to ask you because the answer will be yes. We'll pop that there. We don't need it to be the same. So we didn't want it to be mirror image of the other one. We just wanted it to just be a pretty little thing with like blobs on it. And that's exactly what it's turned into. My fingers are absolutely vile. I'm not sure. I can't remember whether we've got any meetings tomorrow, but if it's any new suppliers, they'll just be like, oh, right, okay, tell me how you got your fingers that colour. Whereas if it's one of the old ones, they'll be like, oh, right, been crafting, Dave. So when I say suppliers, we have contractors and things that come in. Some of them know my story and others will. If they ask. I mean, if they don't ask, it's fine. I don't tell them. I don't tell them that, you know, art is my life. So that's going to go there. And you could put just one big thing in that. And then we could do the same again. And we'll do the same, and we'll put some more. Yeah, we'll put some more on. Who are you calling a moron? We'll put more on. Stop calling me a moron. Put another lot of fun, crafty blobs. Crafty blobs. I might just cut that edge off because that didn't cut very well. Back to back, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah. I could, of course. Ooh, is it going a bit mad if I cut a circle out? I was going to angle it, but you can't angle a circle, can you? Because it's a circle. So, Dave, you idiot. No, it didn't go in far enough, so I won't do that. We'll just ink the edge like we did before, and do some coloured blobs on it like we did before. There's a theme developing here. Well, I'd say developing. It's fully developed now. So just be aware that I'm filming subsequent videos today. So if you watch any follow-up videos from the week, my fingers will still be the same colour, because I forget about that every time. So Wednesdays and Fridays video will also be filmed with the same coloured fingers. Whilst I do try and wash them in between takes, they will not come up to look clean. I can tell you now. So we'll pop that there, and I like to put it on the outer bit because then anything you tuck inside isn't going to fall out. If it was on that side, you tuck something in and it could fall out of the cover. So that's the reason why I'm doing it that way. So that's going to go across the bottom there. So not seeing Vic tonight. He is going home, and that's because he's working today. He's on a late, and he won't get home until late. And he's got washing and stuff he needs to do. So he's off tomorrow, but like he's got washing and stuff he needs to do in that time. So I am on my own. Oh, I should have coloured dotted it. Dotted it. Oh, Dave, don't say that, because that's not all. None of them are words. Dotted it. I should have done it before I put it down, but hey, I've done it now, so it's down. We'll have to go with it. So that's that one. We'll go for a red one here. We'll go a full red. Let's go full red on there. Full red, bit of bleeding, never mind. And a green. Should we do a little green off the edge? We'll do a little green off the edge. Oh, except for I can't get it to squeeze out. It'll be a faint one, but it'll be fine. Yep, that's cool. We like. And then we'll do. I was going to do a big green one off the edge, but let's put that under there. Should we do a big green one off the edge? Yes, we will. Let's make it a bit darker than that, Dave. Yes, that's cool. We like. Oh, look, it's like Pac-Man. And we'll do another big, but we'll do an orange big. Let's get the rusty hinge because I decided that was the better colour. Rusty hinge. Let's do that. And then we'll do a little red one on the actual thing. Oh, I've just felt that touch my wrist. I'm gonna have to do that red one there as well. Oh, that's cool. That's fine. Yes. Oh, look, isn't that cool? I mean, like, I know I said I was going to go for less gaudy, but it's Christmas, so like, just go with it. Okay, so up here, obviously there's nothing that I've included up here. You could leave that as a journaling spot, so like you could write a message or whatever in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in there. I could put something in there, definitely. I could definitely put something in there, but what something that is, I have no idea. Let's see if I can find some more craft card that is easily accessible and pre-cut, so as in I'm not cutting a massive piece of card. Well, that's a piddly little piece, but that's the bit I found, so that's what we're going to use. So let's have it as a top and bottom tuck, left and right tuck, in the middle tuck, friar tuck, tuck shop. Oh, shut up, Dave. What should we have? We could have a pocket. Be a little pocket though, with that piece. Let's have a top and bottom tuck, I think. Oh no, let's go side tuck. Let's go side tuck. So, right, let's cut this down. Let's cut it straight as well. So. I've got George Michael in my head. I don't know why. But I do have. Oh, where's me cutting bits dropped off? Oh, ow! Just tried to grab it, and nearly chopped my finger off. So let's do that. Cut that square, and then how big is that? It is. It's not quite 4, is it? Oh, that's fine. There, we'll go 2. 2 and 2. We do that and that. Might cut it down a bit more actually. So I'll cut more off, not more on. Who are you calling a moron? I'm not. I'm calling you a more off. So, where's me scissors? Scissors, where are you? Tell me, can you hear me? The star, la 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 la. Oh, they're over here. What? I don't know what they're doing over there. So, yes, I know. It's terrible singing, but you know, it's singing. Sing a song, mate it, don't mate it. Make it. You know what? I'm not even going to use all of that. I'm going to use half of that. Use half of that. And cut that down. I know you're all like going, oh, just put the tree on it, Dave. Well, put the tree on the front. I know, I will. But you just give me a moment. And then we're going to cut those corners. Oops. He took me high out then with that piece of cardboard. We will ink around the edges to give them, make them feel like they're wanted. And then we might put a little dot or two on it. So they're going to go on there. They're going to go on there. We will just put a little dot. We'll do a bit of a green one here. We will do a bit of a orange one there. Yep, it's got a bit of bleed on it, but never mind. We'll pop that one on there, and we'll do an orange and a red one. I think this time we'll do a big orange one and a small red one. Lovely, perfect. Right, don't put your elbow in them, Dave. And then we'll just glue it down one edge, making sure that was the right edge. Then could you tell? I was like, oh, I've put that on the right edge. I'll pop that on there, and then we'll pop this on this side. Voice has settled down. Obviously, it's not. I'm going to tempt fate by saying that, aren't I? If I say I'm not coughing now. Who's coughing now? Oh no, sorry, that's Who's Sorry Now. Well, it was supposed to be my rendition of it, and whether that sounded anything like it, I don't know. So we're going to pop those in. Oh no, that's going to go in there. Okay, and again, we could have something on there. I think this time we could have a message. That could be a message section. So in that case then, let's get a bit of coffee dyed paper. So I've got a bit of coffee dyed paper, and I think we'll just make something big enough for here. We'll go 3.5 by do I want 3.5 by 5.5? No, I want it to be a bit smaller than that. I want it to be 3.25 by 5.25 then. Yeah, 3.25 by 5.25. Let's just want it to have a bit of a rough edge. Get rid of these pieces. So I'm going to tear a bit off first. So we get a nice wiggly edge. And then I will do, what did I just say, 3.25, so we'll go 3.25, let's go to, where's the 3 mark? That's the 3.25, we'll tear sort of there, and then we'll tear an end off, and we'll tear the other end off, and make that similar sort of size. What we need there, we'll go there. So no measuring, just tearing. There we go. Cool, excellent. So that can go there. Not happy with the shape. It came out too, it looks too contrived. That's better. Yes, that's better. And then we'll edge this in brune. Bit of brown. There we go, bit brown. Where's my brown? It's upside down. No, it's not. It's over here. Bit of that. Is that going dry? It's never going dry. These have lasted forever. These artistry ink ones. No, it's not going dry. It's just me being silly. Being a silly Billy. Who's a silly Billy? I'm a silly Billy. Well, I mean, no, it's not Billy, but silly. Don't. Never mind. Yes, we know. It's fine. I'm not in touching distance. I can't hurt you. So it's all right. Those people that are in touching distance, I don't hurt anyway. So we'll pop that on there. If I had a Merry Christmas stamp, I would stamp it with Merry Christmas, but I don't know. I probably do, but where? Goodness only knows. Goodness only knows. That goodness is not me. I don't know. I've never met anybody called Goodness. Maybe they do know though, so I'll pop that up there. That's going to go in there. That's going to go over there. That's going to go like that. They're going to move out of the way. Let's get those out of the way. Let's pile some of these up because they're just going to get in my way. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so, we do need to edge these. So maybe in a bit of green, we'll do the edges of these. Because then you won't see the white edges as much. I'll do white there, sorry, green there, and then white, and then green on here to get rid of the white. Could come in a little bit and give it a bit of dimension, I guess. And then we'll just need to edge that edge there. Let's get rid of the whiteness. Might do it on the swag part of the green. See, I knew I'd need some ink, and I knew it would be one that wasn't on the top. Let's just do that again. Oh, that's better. A bit more juicy now, isn't it? Juicy. Don't know why I said it like that, but it was quite threatening, that. Oh, that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. It's not mice, but it's nice. There's no mice. Oh, mice are nice. I like mice anyway, but you know, I appreciate that not everybody is a mouse lover. So I don't have any. Used to be the mouse monitor at school, so I used to look after the school mice. So I didn't take them home in the holidays because my parents didn't like mice. My mum certainly didn't like mice. I did have a pet rat though when I lived away from home. So again, I appreciate not everybody likes them, but I do. So I didn't. It wasn't like a feral. Is it a feral? Wild, livid, argumentative? I don't know. It wasn't just a rat I found on the street. It was a proper fancy, not display rat. What they're called. Not a display rat, Dave. You nearly said the same thing again. A thingy rat. What are they called? A rat-a-tat-tat? No. What are they called? A fancy rat. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're called. A fancy rat. Okay, so we're going to have that there. I'm going to have that there. Okay. Just not happy with that edge there. It needs a bit more green on it. There we go. Okay, so we are going to glue this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue the bottom part of this, probably to about where this sits, just across there, and that way then we can use the back bit to tuck something in. And we'll just, but it'll make sure that it gives it a good adhesion. And we'll pop that on there. We wanted it a little bit higher, but yeah, that's about right. That's kind of in the middle, so equidistant top and bottom. We want the point to be in the middle. That's that one, and we want it to open that way. That's why. And then we're going to do the same again here. We're going to go to about there. Glue all the bottom part. Do that bit. Pop that one on. Get that one the same level as the other one. Again, pointing to the middle part. You know, if you want to make that point right in the middle, then just measure that bit, put a pencil mark, and then rub it out. Like that. So we're going to close the actual folio with a with this little closure. So we will. Did pull it off something. I went to glue it down on something, and I realised I was gluing the wrong thing to the wrong thing. Who knew Dave would make a mistake? Every time I leave my mistakes in, so I tell you, and I also tell you about them when I don't. You know, I haven't left it in to tell you about. I didn't have to tell you that I'd done that, because that was not even on a video. That was just me making a mistake. So that's going to go like that. We're going to have. You can do that with clean fingers and not leave a mark on yours. But I could always cover it up with a stamp or something. We need some Velcro dots. Where are they? They are here. I'll take. Shall I use a whole one? Yes. It's Christmas, Dave. Use a whole Velcro dot. So I always put the white bit on the bit that you don't see, which is that bit inside. Which means then the clear bit. Oh, you don't just throw it down, Dave. The clear bit can go on the bit that you do see. And then we will have a ribbon that goes around it all. So let me get a ribbon. Oh, actually, do I have... Is that too... Oh, that's quite nice, that. I think we'll use some of this. As you can tell, I've got a ton of this, so... Move that out of the way. And then we'll just tie it all down. So that it all stays closed. Adds an element of surprise. Not an elephant of surprise. You can add your own elephant of surprise if you wish, but be careful with those elephants of surprise. I don't always like it being the elephant of surprise. An octopus. No, not an octopus, Dave. An elephant. So we'll do that. That holds it all down. Just cut that at... oh no, Dave, that did not go well. That's what you get for cutting paper with scissors, because it blunts them. Do that, do that. And there we go. So we've got a little Christmassy folio. I've got a hair up my nose. It's driving me mad. It's a hair off my moustache. Right, let's just give this a tidy. I should be back in a sec. So I know what I've not done is I've not put the tree bottoms on, and that's what I was going to do now. So yes, I just had this piece of card that I'd used for making the bauble bits at the top, and I just thought I would. That's what you get for putting your scissors away, Dave. Let's just. Don't want to cut it so that it comes all the way down. Do that, and then I put that on there, and I do that one. Can always make it straight. So okay, pop that. We'll pop that on there. In fact, actually, that would have been better if it wasn't straight, Dave. So. Yeah, that can go just on there. In fact, it might have been better if I could just lifted that up. So, let's see if I can do that. Do a bit of surgery. you know, you will have this forethought that I didn't. So don't use the sharp bit, Dave, that's better. Okay, we'll pop a bit of glue on there. That can go on there. You could always put a star on the top of your trees. You don't want to put too much on it because you don't want it to stop it from being able to open. Pop that in the middle, like that, and that in the middle. And that kind of all ties it together as well because we've got this same colour on the top of the baubles. There we go, that's those. And like I say, you could always put a star on the top. In fact, actually, hold that thought and I'll show you how to make a very quick star. So you can make a quick three-dimensional star by having a piece of paper that is about half an inch, quarter of an inch, half an inch wide. You could go smaller, doesn't matter. If you then wrap it round as though you're tying it, okay, have a short end on one, on this bit here, have that short, nice and short, and then just kind of like roll it together on itself until it kind of goes flat like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold that bit in, and that's just going to tuck inside that piece there. Just want that to tuck all the way in, and you'll get this kind of octagon shape. And then you're just going to roll this. So you're going to roll this round. So you're going to roll it to the shape that it wants to go. The direction it wants to go. So rather than rolling it up to here and it being the wrong shape, you're going to keep that octagon shape. Roll it round there. Then you're going to fold it over, roll it round to that side, roll it round to that side, roll it round to this bit, and you'll just keep going until you've run out of paper. And obviously, whilst this one will be a little bit too big, you can use whatever size you can make it narrower. And so the narrower it is, the smaller it is. So once it's done and you've got not enough to go all the way around the other side, flip that back on itself and then tuck that in underneath that remaining flap. Once that's in, you're going to say, that doesn't look like a star, Dave. No, but the next bit is you're going to pinch these sides in. You kind of want it to kind of pucker out a bit, so kind of box it out, pillow it out, that's what I mean, not box it out, pillow it out, and then push your nail in on each of those sides, nail in on each of those sides, nail in on the last side, and then you have like this little star shape. And actually I used to make these with little quotes and sayings inside that were for people that I worked with. They could come and like get a star from the jar, and it'd just be a motivational thing that they could just like read, and then you could just pop that on the top of there. And you could also leave it as a, you could type a little motivational thing, stick it on the top, and then that's another bit of interaction that you've got. But there we go. I'll show you that another time with a bigger piece, and you'll be able to tell what I'm doing. But there we go. Nice little star, nice and easy to make. And there you go. More crafty goodness from Dash of Dave. And I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's something you might give a go of. If you do, please do let me know. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and like. Please like the video. Please feel free to like, share, comment. Please subscribe because that's really helpful. A couple of things. I have launched Etsy. I have launched Ko-fi Digitals recently, and I've also launched Ko-fi Tiers, and I hope that you can go over to my Ko-fi and have a look. I'm going to be starting to interact more on my Ko-fi, and make it a bit more exciting. There will be a 300 subscriber video out, whether that's out already or out soon. And I just wanted to thank everybody for being here, for helping me to get to 3,000. Really do appreciate every single one of you. And remember, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you very soon. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.